Hey friends, let's see if I can talk my way through a tag that I have not prepared for. So today I'm going to be doing the L tag, which was created by Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff. He did tag me on the original tag, but as you can see, I am way behind because Jim has already finished the entire alphabet. So I will link his video in the description box and you should check it out. So the first prompt is L is for Louis Lamour, the prolific best-selling writer famous for his Western fiction. What is your favorite of Louis L'Amour's novels? Well, I have a ton of Louis L'Amour in our collection at school, but I haven't actually read any, and that's because I don't really gravitate toward Western fiction. However, I am interested in reading the Larry McMurtry Lonesome Dove series. I have seen the miniseries several times, and that is an epic story of friendship and loss, and the chemistry between Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones is absolutely phenomenal. So that is one that I do want to get to. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe Western fiction will be my jam in the future. L is for love. What is your favorite literary love story? Well, I'm going to be super predictable, I guess, with this one and just go with Elizabeth and Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. I do like that love story because I feel like it really develops over time, and the dialogue in that book is just so stunning. And I do feel like Elizabeth gives Darcy a run for his money, and I love that. L is for like. Have you liked this video? Of course, Jim, and everyone should go like his alphabet series. L is for language. Have you any books in a language you can't read? I actually do, and this is a funny book order story. So this was a book that was on a book order for a student. This Love Has No End by Tommy Wallach looks correct. Everything looks good until you look at the back or the inside of the book, which is entirely in German. So this little mishap was worked out pretty easily, and I did get the correct English version of the book, but I was able to keep this version, so maybe one day I will learn enough German to work my way through this book. Who knows? What languages can you read in? Right now I can only read in English, and I actually do have the Pimsleur series for German, but I haven't really devoted a lot of time to that. I do think that German is a really interesting language. I think it's pretty beautiful, and I like how they kind of glue several words together to make a new word. So that takes us into our next question, which is L is for lingo. Are there any words in other languages that have no equivalent in English? And I found that German is one of those languages. And one word that I particularly like is Torchless Panic. And that word describes the fear of running out of time. So it's actually a mixture of the word for gate, the word for shut or end, and the word for panic. I really find this word interesting because as I get older, it is one of those kind of normal human fears that I think we all have. You know, some people have midlife crises and those sorts of things, but you know, we all have a finite amount of time, and it does seem like that time is just kind of slipping through your fingers sometimes. So I enjoy that Germans have a word to describe this feeling. L is for literary fiction. What is your understanding of the term literary fiction? So for me, literary fiction is anything that doesn't fit neatly into a defined genre. So it's not romance, it's not fantasy, it's not historical fiction, and it usually centers around one particular character in my experience and deals with a lot of kind of these overarching life questions and large themes. Now, I know this term can be a bit controversial because some people take literary fiction to mean that that particular work automatically has more literary merit, and I am not in that camp because I think that there are works of, you know, fantasy or sci-fi or romance or historical fiction or, you know, what have you that can have elements of literary fiction in it. I don't think you have to be considered literary fiction in order to delve into some very thought-provoking themes. So, interesting question. L is for Lolita. Have you read it and what did you think of it? I haven't read Lolita, but this past year I did read My Dark Vanessa, and Lolita features pretty prominently in the storyline of that book. So that really intrigued me about this book, and it is one of those that I do want to read, but because of the nature of the book Lolita and the book My Dark Vanessa, it puts you in a really dark, disturbing place. So I don't know that I will read Lolita anytime soon, but it's definitely one of those I want to get to. L is for London. What is your favorite book set in London? And I have to go with Sherlock Holmes here. I mean, there is no more iconic character that is associated with London than Sherlock Holmes. L is for librarian. Do you have a favorite librarian? So being a librarian myself, obviously I love librarians, and I think probably most of you guys on BookTube do as well. But I will say that after reading the book, the library book by Susan Orlean, I have a new appreciation for public librarians in large urban areas because they are some of our unsung heroes. Not only do they provide a lot of services for readers and readers advisory, but they also are a vital part of community services and social services for a lot of very needy and economically disadvantaged populations. So I feel like those librarians are true rock stars, and I have a newfound appreciation for them. So I'm going to go with that as a group answer to that question. L is for last. What is the last book you read? And no surprise here, this one's going to be a Kennedy title. It is Jack Kennedy, Elusive Hero by Chris Matthews, which I think was a very well done book. A bit of hero worship in it, but it does give you a pretty good picture of the things that shaped who Kennedy was, and it really tries to answer that question of what was he really like. So I enjoyed that one. So I'm going to tag a couple people. I don't know if they've done this tag, so I apologize if they have already done it, but they have L's in their channel names. So of course, Lady Jane Books and Michelle Lexi. So I hope everyone has the happiest, coziest, most relaxing, wonderful Thanksgiving. And thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. And I'm grateful for all of my BookTube buddies that I have met over the last year. And just go have a great day. Thanks, guys.